Alright, how's it going? My name's Phil, FIL, and today I'm off on an adventure. Basically, I'm downgrading my bike, my bicycle. It's the wrong size for me, so I'm going to sell that one, and I've bought one off eBay, but it's in St Albans, so I need to go and pick that up. I can't pick it up till 5, and it's early in the morning now, but I'm going to drive up there and go and have a little adventure, and then pick that up, and then drive back home in the evening. Got to fill up the van with fuel and put some air in the tyre and have a little breakfast, and then we'll hit the road. Well, let's have a little look at today's breakfast. We've got obviously the classic peanut butter jam, normal butter on soft white bread, but we're going to add some extra stuff to it, other things that I like, and then just see how my brain deals with it. So this is obviously something I really like. Absolutely love prawn cocktail crisps. So let's get some of them in there. It'll be a bit too much. And then Smarties, everyone loves Smarties, so we're going to see what this sort of concoction's like. This is the best one I've done yet. I can just tell that today's going to be a good day when it starts off with something like this. Jam, peanut butter, normal butter, prawn cocktail crisps, Smarties on soft white bread. Unbelievable. It just goes so well, like everything. It's got a lot of crunch to it, obviously with the Smarties, the crisps, crunchy peanut butter, sweetness from the jam, bit of salt from the normal butter and the peanut butter, and then on a soft white bread. Try that, honestly. I'm not even trying to be cool or anything here, because this is what cool people do. But try that. Put all those ingredients together and make yourself a sandwich, because it is unbelievable. I'm not even joking. My brain doesn't have a fucking clue what's going on at the moment. It's an absolute flavour explosion in my mouth. And my brain just doesn't know how to receive it. It's like, why the fuck are you doing this? But it keeps you on your toes eating stuff like this. It keeps you like alive. Don't just have a ham and cheese sandwich every day. It's boring. Put some chocolate in it. To wash it down with, I've picked myself up a can of M&S Yay mushrooms. I am feeling pretty full after that sandwich, so I don't know whether there's going to be mushroom for this drink. This drink contains lion's mane, and I've been doing a bit of research on lion's mane recently, and apparently if you drink it or eat it or whatever, it just makes you really good at everything. So let's see whether lion's mane has any effect on me whatsoever. Open the lips and sniff. Just smells like a nice iced coffee. Fill. Well, I've just arrived in the town of St Albans. I've parked on the outskirts of the town, basically where I'm going to pick that bike up later. I'm going to head into the town centre and see whether it's any good. Well, okay. Well, let's just take a little look at this building over here. So this building was actually built by two brothers, Roger and Johnny Gaiman. Now, if you've ever wondered where the term gay man comes from, it actually comes from this story. I'll tell you about it now. Roger Gaiman was certainly the sort of bigger, stronger of the two brothers, and he certainly was what's known as the giver in this relationship. Unfortunately for them, they were brothers, but that certainly didn't stop their fun. They just got on with it, really.
Well, this story is also where the term rogering comes from. Most evenings, Roger would walk into his brother Johnny's bedchambers and sling one up his pipe. And in the morning, the two brothers would wake up and share breakfast together, and they'd sort of laugh and joke about the night before. And Johnny would always say, "Cool, you give me quite a good rogering last night," and that's where the term rogering actually comes from. Anyway, the two brothers' passionate love-making, if you could call it that, sometimes it was quite aggressive, but it went undetected for years, until one day when young Johnny popped into the town to go and use the public swimming baths for his weekly wash, and he actually got speaking to a policeman called Sergeant Colombo. Now, although Sergeant Colombo was a man of authority, he was also known as a bit of a joker, and as young Johnny was getting out of the swimming baths totally naked, Sergeant Colombo cracked a joke, and Johnny just couldn't stop laughing. His laughter was uncontrollable, and he ended up farting, and he actually sprayed the contents of his brother's testicles all over Sergeant Colombo's face. Sergeant Colombo was shook to the core, and he turned around and walked away, but as he walked away, he gave it the old... And he turned around and he said, "There's just one more thing. If this is what I think it is, then I'll be seeing you again later." Johnny ran home as fast as he could to let his brother Roger know about what had just happened at the swimming baths. As Johnny was telling Roger the story, Roger started to get a bit aroused, and 5 minutes later they were clapping cheeks. Halfway through the session, the brothers heard a thud at the door, and it was Sergeant Colombo and his men. "Open up, you filthy boys," shouted Sergeant Colombo. Roger quickly ripped his todger out of his brother's warm arse as if he was starting up a lawnmower or something, and the brothers managed to discard of any evidence just in time before Sergeant Colombo and his men come storming into the room. The two brothers thought they'd got away with it, and Sergeant Colombo was just about to leave when he turned around and said, "There's just one more thing." Sergeant Colombo got down on his knees and rolled back Roger's 2-skin plus 2-skin, and a couple of chunks of sweet corn fell into Sergeant Colombo's hand. And Sergeant Colombo said, "This is all the evidence that I needed." And the two brothers were sentenced to death. Well, that certainly was a chilling tale. It's a tale from a time where it wasn't so accepting to smash your brother up the starfish. Well, I think I've obviously got to pop into this pub for a quick non-alcoholic beer. The Cock. I don't even have to make up a name for this one.
The Cock was nice and warm. I sat on a stool next to the roaring fire and gazed out the window whilst drinking this delicious bottle of children's beer. They're cheaper than man beers, and you could probably drink as many as you physically could and still drive a couple of buses. I headed into the centre of town, and it was just like a bunch of goblins walking around, really. Today was market day today, and there was a bloke in the middle of town giving out meat.
Lovely strawberry there today.
Apparently there was lovely strawberries here today. Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries and caramel. I popped into this pub called the Cheese-Face Cat and ordered myself a bottle of clown's piss.
Well, it certainly is a vibrant place. The temptation to get absolutely steaming is quite high at the moment. I've been in a couple of good pubs so far, and yeah, sad.
I finished off my beverage and headed over to the museum for a nice, healthy shit.
That's what it's about. Nice, firm log, like one. I feel there is another one on the way actually. There we go. As expected, two 2 logs today.
I think the best thing about having such a healthy stool is not having to wipe afterwards and running the risk of potentially having dried up blood around your sphincter. I got a bit lost after leaving the toilet and ended up in like a courtroom or something, and I looked at some old crap for a bit. There's just nothing really to see. It's quite a small museum, to be fair.
That's probably one of the worst museums I've been to, I think. Luckily I didn't have to pay, just a donation, so I put like 20p in one of the boxes, but it's just full of old shit.
The museum didn't quite do it for me, so I went to go and check out the Cathedral, and this was actually quite impressive. It's one of the cathedrals in England, and I was lucky enough to see the original sculpture of the lazy white bastard.
Well, it certainly wasn't easy being a little person back in the day. You were forced to wear one of these helmets on your head, and then they'd lube up the helmet and sort of use you as a human battering ram to pleasure wealthy BBWs. Well, that certainly was a fantastic experience for me. It's something I've never done. I mean, I've walked through a cathedral before, but I've never done it whilst I've got an erection. So that building over there, that was actually the original cathedral, but it was actually blown up by the Romans. They just turned up here and started firing loads of rockets at it and stuff, so that's not there anymore. And Jesus phoned his mates up and was like, my dad's kicking off because the Romans have basically blown up one of his houses. So Jesus then went out of his way, got all his mates to help him build his dad an even bigger house, literally right next to where the old one used to be, as a bit of a middle finger up to the Romans. I don't know whether you can see that, but there's actually just a group of sort of elderly people there, but they're actually Satanists, and they've just been kicked out of the cathedral. They come here every week and try and get in there and start graffitiing and stuff, but the bloke at the front, Big Bob, he's called Big Bob, obviously you can see he's not really that tall, but he's called Big Bob for a reason. And I suppose the reason is when they walk off, you'll see most of those elderly ladies limping.
I was starting to feel rather peckish-ish, so I headed to the local Wetherspoons called Grandma's Fish Lips and ordered myself a bowl of chicken arms. This was the perfect opportunity for me to try out my new sauce. I had a fat swig of Erdinger Blue and then tucked into my hot meal. And what a fantastic hot meal this really was. The chicken wings were succulent, the beer was wet, and the sauce tasted like a nice sauce.
Well, that was it. That was St Albans. I'm just stuck in, where am I? Hertford. I'm going through Hertford at the moment, trying to get back to home in time to take Mrs. FIL out for a delicious kebab for dinner, which she's really excited about. But yeah, St Albans is definitely worth going to. Maybe if you live close to it, I wouldn't travel miles to go and have a look at it because it's not that good. But there is you can see there's a lot of nice pubs there. Unfortunately for me, I was drinking non-alcoholic beers. I think if all those beers that I drank were alcoholic, I probably wouldn't be driving right now, that's for sure. I'd probably be staying there for the night. And I probably would have had a lot of better time than I did. I still had a great time, but I don't know, I'm thinking about reevaluating my choice of not drinking alcohol at all and maybe trying to come up with some rules where I can still go and I don't know, you only get one life, you get one go around and then you're dead, and I want to enjoy it as much as possible, but at the same time you don't want to be a raging alcoholic, because I'd rather be teetotal than an alcoholic. So yeah, maybe I can learn to have a few beers and then call it, and then not do it for a few weeks or something, because I was doing it every day towards the end, and it was great fun, but I was messing my life up a bit and definitely messing my health up. If I could get it down to the way I've got the parsnips. Like the parsnips are just, today I woke up and looked at some parsnips, could have ate them but I didn't. I was like, no, I'm going to go and fucking do something else. I can take it or leave it, and if I could do the same with alcohol, I feel like I'd be mastering life and still living it to its full potential, because I do really enjoy having a beer and I miss it. I'm not calling it yet, I'm going to do further, more, whatever I'm going on about. What are we talking about alcohol? We're supposed to be talking about St Albans. It is a great place, go there, have a look. The only downer for me is that it didn't have an outdoor skate park. Got to wrap this up now because I'm no longer stuck in traffic. Yeah, if it had an outdoor skate park, it's got an indoor one apparently, but like it weren't open till 7 PM at night, so that's no good to me. I'm planning to be having a kebab then. But yeah, other than that, it is good. It's classic England, nice Englishy place. So go and have a look at it if you live close, but don't go out of your way to look at it because it's not that good. Have a good day!